Here we go. Hello and welcome everyone to the Scorpio Full Moon ceremony. Today's April 26, 2021. The moon is tonight. I believe it's 9:22 Central Time, something like that. We'll have that exact date here in a little bit, but let's call in sacred space for everyone. I always like to stand up to do this. Whew, looks like my cat's been sitting in my chair. All right. Let's all take a big deep breath in. And as you exhale, drop your grounding cords down into the earth. Inhale, draw that earth energy up, send it up and out through the top of the head, connect with the heart of the cosmos above. You can see the baby. Okay, Rita, I'm going to ask you to mute yourself, honey. It's not letting me mute you, and there's a lot of background noise. Okay, there you go. Perfect. All right. So once again, connect your cords down. Then breathe that energy up. Hi, Miss Linda. Send it up and out through the top of the head, connecting with the heart of the Great Mother above. Inhale, draw that cosmic energy down, send it all the way down into the earth. Activate that as above, so below flow. Moving to the north, we welcome Mother Earth. We welcome the ability to be in a body. Moving to the south, we welcome water, clear, clean, current, emotional energy, the ability to feel, and Scorpio is all about feeling. Moving to the west, we welcome air, mind, focus, and clarity. Moving to the east, we welcome fire and movement, divine right action. Moving to the center, we call in the above direction. We welcome Mother Isis, Mother Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, Kuan Yin, Sophia, Sekhmet, Hathor, and all the rest. We call all that beautiful feminine energy down. We call up Mama Gaia to pull that through us. And we welcome our own sweet, extraordinary soul into this circle. We ask that all these energies be with us, pray with us, dance with us today for our mutual benefit. All right, we're gonna move. We're gonna move our bodies. So everybody. That felt good. Okay. So Miss Rita, you had your hand up and now you're unmuted again. Do you have a question, honey? Okay, I don't guess you do. All right, we're going to keep moving here. So hopefully, I need to get my face back up here, don't I? Hopefully, not everybody experiences everything that's going on out there like everyone else, but a lot of people, you know, every time we do one of these, it's like, is it going to slow down? Is it going to slow down? Right now, like now, from now, for maybe about the next 2 weeks, here's your breather. Okay, it's going to be just a little bit more gentle, which is kind of uncharacteristic for Scorpio full moon. But I know that up until this point, it's been really scratchy out there for folks. And there's been a lot of tumultuous things happening, a lot of stuff going on. In my body right now, it feels pretty calm. So hopefully that's what's happening for you. But I want you to just take a minute and breathe into your body right now and just kind of check in with her. The sun has moved into Taurus. So this is a time when we can really be in touch with our physicalness and can really get some good guidance from her. So just feel in there and just, I know that everything has felt intense, but I think we're in for some calm waters for just a little bit. So just let yourself check in with yourself. And now I'm going to just share a little bit about what's going on out there before we do our card pull. So looks like we've got a chat here. Valerie, bless your heart. Thank you. Thank you for holding space for us, Val. Usually in a woman's circle, there's always somebody that starts their cycle and holds space that way. So thank you for doing that for us today. So I want to talk a little bit about the backdrop of this, because there's been all kinds of shifting happening. And so the past few days, you know, big old Jupiter has been dancing around out there and dancing with a lot of different planets. So it was with Uranus on the 20th, and Jupiter is just all about expansion. So these are the things that are going to be on the forefront and kind of like the blanket for this new moon or full moon, excuse me. So on the 23rd and 24th, it was hanging out with Uranus. And so that's going to begin. I mean, you might have begun to feel a little hopeful. Creativity may have started to spark a little bit. You may feel a little more optimistic. And it also, at the same time, squared Saturn. So it might be, you know, you might have been stimulated to start really thinking critically and looking at things, which this is the perfect setup for where we're diving in. And then it moved into a conjunction with Venus, and Venus and Mars are now in Aries. So they're like, all systems go. And, but because Mercury was hanging out with Venus, it's time for us to start thinking practically about our relationship, creativity, and money. So all these little things have been kind of tickling us in the background. And not only is this moon in Scorpio, but the grandmother that governs this moon cycle is Luxfar woman. So she's all about diving in to the feelings. She's all about visioning and really getting lots of deep intuitive guidance. So that's the energy the earth is holding right now. And then you just take this Scorpio full moon, and it's the strongest thing going on with it is it's opposing Uranus again. So it's inviting you. And that's what we do on full moons. We release things that aren't serving us. So it's inviting you to make adjustments in how you're showing up in the world. So for me, my experience has been that there's been all of this noise in the background going, oh, you should do this. Oh, you know, but it's just fleeting. We're going to finally have a little bit of time and the head space, you know, and the body space to do some personal work. And this is the perfect window. And rather than get yourself all excited about, well, I got to get all these things done, this is a time to really just sink in, to drop in. And, you know, any Scorpio full moon is going to tell you to work on personal transformation, work on death and rebirth, the old and the new, shadow work, intimate occult practices, intimate energetic connections. But basically, money and power are the two watchwords. And power as in, how are you sharing power with other people? How are your relationships? Is there static there? Are there places that you need to clean out versus pointing a finger at other people? And how can you work together? And then Scorpio always shines a light, especially for women, because Scorpio's all about feeling the feelings, everything, all the high up feelings, all the down low feelings, everything in between. So you want to really analyze, because that flow for women comes in and flows out to the world. So if we are in a bind emotionally, then the flow is going to squeeze down. So we want that flow open, that life force flow, that financial flow, that creative flow. And what we want to look at is all the places where we need to release, our anything standing in the way of that, and where we haven't really been authentic, where we maybe don't really know who we are anymore, and we need to revamp and look at that, because we've been in a transition for about 1 year and 4 months at least. And I mean, a big transition, one we can really see, that's tangible. It's actually been happening a long time, but this one we can point to and we know it. So it's like, now that the dust is beginning to settle, this is the time to really reevaluate, who am I now and where am I going? And are there things that have happened throughout this experience with the pandemic, throughout this experience of transformation, that have caused me to think differently? And am I showing up in that different mode of being, or what needs to move so that I can? So, like I said, if you've been wanting things to slow down, now's the time. Now's the time to go within and consider everything. You know, just tick them off. Look at all the pieces. And we're going to do that. I did a card pull, and this one, I was so excited because this one is just so right on for everything that's happening. But before we go into what the elements are saying, I want to give you some questions to journal with a little bit. And you may just want to write these down. And then when we go through the card pull, you can refer back to them. But these are the things that are going to be up for us during this time period. What is my relationship to power? And, you know, power on all levels: physical power, spiritual power, emotional power, and financial power. Where am I leaking energy? Where am I supporting myself? And how can I support myself better in those areas? And then do my relationships need some TLC? I mean, do I need to pay attention to, are there issues in my relationships that are coming up? And then am I trusting my intuition? So the intuitive hits, if they haven't started, they probably started around the new moon, started getting louder. This is going to be the loudest that they get right now at the full moon. Time to pay attention to those. And then finally, how can I use my special gifts and talents? The ones that I love the most. So Taurus, the sun sign of Taurus, and we're in that for the next, it just happened on the 20th, and we're going to go till May 19th or so. It's all about enjoying this planet and enjoying your body, enjoying everything physical. So we are in our sweet spot when we're using the things that we love the most to help other people. That's just how the setup is supposed to work. So all those, you want to ask yourself, what are the things that I really, really, really love to do? And how can I use those to serve other people? So I'll just give you a minute with those to just, you may want to journal with them, or like I said, jot them down, and then we'll go through the cards. And they were really juicy this time. And while we're doing this, I think I'm going to get us some music to journal with for the card settings, if I can get it low enough that I can speak over the top of it. Let's see here. There it is. So we're going to move into the elements. We're going to see what each of the elements has to say to us about this full moon. And I'm going to give you time to journal with that. So I thought this was awesome. For the Earth door, I pulled Taurus, which is what the sun is in right now. Taurus, I call Taurus the enjoyer. This card speaks to our ability to enjoy being in a physical body. So my Venus is in Taurus, so I love this time of year. Folks with this energy love this planet and all the experiences she provides. This very personal level of the Earth archetype can teach us the value of enjoying the earthly realm, how to love all that looks beautiful, tastes delicious, and feels pleasurable. She can also teach us how to acquire the means to receive all the exquisite things and gratifications the physical realm has to offer. From Taurus, we can also learn how to take solid steps to fulfill our desires for possessions, wealth, and security. Taurus helps us to connect to the divine through savoring intimacy through the body's senses. So I want you to just really dive into that. This is such a juicy time right now on the planet, and it's a really good time to set intentions around prosperity, around abundance, and to release any resistance or any blockages that stand in the way of you receiving everything that you need to do your sacred work on the planet. So drop in and see what Taurus has to say to you today about your own intentions. right, we're going to go ahead and move to water. You can keep journaling with any of this, and I will send out a recording along with the slides. So you'll have all this information to refer back to if you need to. So, you know, in keeping with the Scorpio door, which is water, lots of it. In the water door, we pulled clear, clean, and current. And oh my goodness, is that so appropriate for this time? The definition of water's job with our emotions helps everything about the emotional healing make sense. So water is the element that behaves like our emotions, and Scorpio's all about feeling all of them. Or rather, you could think of our emotions behaving like water. In its purest, most delightful form, water is clear. Clear water flows and sparkles and reflects and magnetizes all the beautiful things, right? When our emotions are clear, we feel good and happy, and there's flow and light in our lives. Clean water is life-giving and life-affirming. So think about this, water is a metaphor for our emotions, and we want our emotions to be clear and clean, not heavy, mucky, and down in the basement. We want them to be up here, light and current. We want all of our energy in present time. So anything in the past, we want all of that cleared, okay? So having your emotions clear, clean, and current, that is what water helps us do. The current of the water carries it to its destination. Likewise, if we have all of our emotions current, meaning we don't have any emotions attached to stories of our past, then our life can flow to its highest and best destination with efficiency and even grace. So your question, and the way you know whether you have all your energy in present time is if you get triggered, what does it remind you of? Do you find yourself saying, oh, this reminds me of when I was a kid and mom didn't let me have cupcakes, or whatever it is? It's like, when you get triggered and those memories come up, that is a clue. I still have energy back there that I need to pull forward. What do I need to do to clear it? And that's what we do with the Scorpio full moon. We let go of all the past that's holding us back so that we can move forward. So journal with water a little bit. Where do you still have stuff that may need some clearing? And how can water, Scorpio, and all of the planets help you? Because this is your chance. This is your window. We don't know when we're going to get another one. So we're going to go ahead and move to air. And for the air door, I pulled intuition, which makes perfect sense. That's what this full moon is all about, listening to your intuition. It speaks to the sixth sense of that inner body knowing. Learning to use your intuition requires you to pay attention to those little nudges and hunches and that impulse through you. And it's so easy to discount those when we go to linear mind. So this time especially, I mean, dropping into the dream time, dropping into giving yourself a little more meditation time is going to really help you. I mean, the grandmother that governs this moon cycle, she's awesome. And this is really a time for us all to connect to that spiritual part of us. And Scorpio, I mean, Scorpio's the shaman. Scorpio is the part of us that can have a foot in both worlds, the spiritual world and the physical world, and manage both. So this is, like I said, a really juicy time to listen to your intuition. So are there places where you've been getting a nudge and you've been ignoring it? Journal with air a little bit and see what air has to say about that. Sarah, thank you for sharing that in the chat. That just brings tears to my eyes, but isn't it amazing how it just all lines up just like it's supposed to? So the fire door, looks like we've got some more people in the chat. Right. The fire door is determining. So as I was journaling that song, I don't know if I'm sure some of you remember, tell me what you want, what you really, really want. That's what this time is all about right now. This little window, maybe it's only 2 weeks long if we get that much, but it's about going inside, looking at the aftermath of what's left and getting really, really clear on what we really want. Because let me tell you what, that is going to be the clue that guides you to where spirit wants you to go. You have to listen to that. And a lot of times, if we have if we have a lot of energy back in the past, we may have all kinds of weird ego resistance to those kinds of things. But what we want is our guide. So when you listen to what makes your heart sing, now is the time to determine that and, write it down, lay it down. So fire, the card I pulled for fire is determining. It speaks to clarity and forward movement, and it has the feeling of decisive action. Because we live on the planet where all of our outcomes are determined by our actions, so we have to write it down, we have to say it, but we have to take active, step-by-step action to make it happen. The power to determine the next right step to take and then take it is necessary for the universe to know we mean business. When we use our skill of determining, we begin to actively choose our outcomes. So it's like, as we set intentions, it's like all today is about is just putting the energy in motion. So finding those places where you're stuck and just setting the intention to release your resistance. Release resistance to doing the things that I know I need to do. That's all you have to do today. And then dance. And then what's the next baby step you need to take? It doesn't have to be the whole kahuna. It just has to be, what's the next step? And for the spirit card, I pulled guides and angels. And I love this card because I am floating through my life. I love that, Gabrielle. Sometimes I think this is an arena where we can either be way over here or way over here. In other words, we can be just not paying any attention that we've got helpers out there, or we can be so hung up on what my guidance told me. My guidance told me to do this, and oh my goodness, I've got to do exactly what my guidance said. And I just want to, my personal perspective, and a lot of what I think are very wise teachers on this planet, is that guides and angels, they're just here to help us. None of them are going to demand that you do it their way, because this is a planet of free will. They're not the end all of information. Spirit guides are merely souls that have chosen to learn from the earth experience, but not in a physical body. They're volunteering to help another being that's in a body and offer assistance and guidance when they can. So it's like, you don't necessarily want to use them as the final word on anything. They just offer their wisdom to help you make a decision. And that's what we came here to do. We embodied so we could learn how to do that. So, and angels are heavenly helpers too, and they offer assistance and protection and support and peace of mind. All of these are here to help and support, but you, and not necessarily your words, but your actions are the final word. That's what's going to determine your outcome, and you get to make the choice. I love it. Gabrielle says, when they show up in many ways to clean your lint trap, you better do it. Yes, I would agree. They will give you gentle nudges, and a lot of times their guidance is very, very accurate. But I just don't want people to get caught up in the idea that they don't have a choice. We do. And our choice is the one that matters because we're in a physical body. So our vote is the one, and the steps that we take and the actions we make, that's what determines our vote. So plug in to your guides and angels, ask them for support. Now's going to be a time when you can really hear them. They're really going to be loud. So absolutely listen to everything they have to say, and then use your own internal wisdom and all of the information they bring you to make your choice. So journal with spirit a little bit and see what your guides and angels have to say. Judy, thank you for asking that question. This is my deck. This is called the Profitable Priestess, it's Alchemy, Tools of the Profitable Priestess. And I always offer a link if you want to get one. I'll also, are you coming to Global Goddess this year? I call it Global Goddess. It's not Global Goddess anymore. I'm going to bring them there or you can order them if you want a deck. So for sure. I still teach priestess, and I like to use elemental deck, and I wasn't finding one. Lisa's are out of print. I wasn't finding one, so I made one. I just made my own.
I love it.
So yeah, there's usually a link on I'll put a link when I send out the video.
Thank you.
If anybody wants one. Yeah, you're not going to find it anywhere but here. It won't be on Amazon. I'm not that cool yet. But I will make it available. I'll put the link in the next email.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. So this is the next baby that's coming, and this is free. If you haven't signed up yet, real-magic.org. This is a global conference, and this is all about a lot of the people that you've heard on some of my other summits and some new people, but we're all telling our own stories about how, we chose to listen to that little voice that's been gnawing at you and how magic happened. And so it's fun. It's going to be juicy. It starts the week of Beltane, which is May 3rd through the 7th. So please jump on there, sign up for free, and join us. You will be glad you did. All right, everybody. Yes, I don't. So Sarah's asking if, well, everyone who got the invite get the link. Yes. Sarah, it's probably from a summit. That's how you probably got on my list. So that's how. And yes, I send it out to everybody. So you'll get it all. And if all you have to do is go on the website, Celestial Forest Institute, and you can find a link to get the cards. Yeah, a lot of people are showing up with a lot of themes. Let's see here for what's really going on. It's all happening. Yeah. All right, everybody. It's time to dance in those intentions that you set. So we're going to do that. Hang on here. There. And here's the link. There it is. celestialforest.com/alchemy profitable priestess cards. There you go. However, I will send a live link so you don't have to type all that in the next email. So watch for that. Okay, let's get up and move again and really activate everything that we've done. Let's turn up the volume so you can hear it. All right, ladies. This was fun. Thank you for showing up and playing with me. And I'll see you all at the same time, same bat station next month. Have a good month and enjoy. Go out and burn a fire tonight. Enjoy this full moon. Jan, good to see you, sweetheart.
Thank you, Kathy. Great to see you too.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You all are so fun. And what did I do now? Lord have mercy. Here we go. Okay. I'm going to get out of here before I make any more messes.
Thank you, Kathy.
You're welcome. Good to see you, Linda.
Thanks.
Thank you.
You're welcome.